Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler, joined as always by my co-explorer, Amy Long.
Hi.
We are coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada. This episode, we are chatting about one of our favorite cities on the West Coast. It's world renowned for its beautiful weather and its beaches and so many things to do and see and places to eat. And we're going to break down some of our favorites. We're talking about San Diego, California. Glorious San Diego.
I love San Diego. It's one of those cities that I think when people think about Southern California, it's not the first city they think of, but it's like, oh yeah, after LA, there's some other places to go.
Yeah.
But it's not the immediate thought of Southern California for most people outside of Southern California.
And I wholeheartedly agree because it's downright criminal how many times, how close we are to San Diego and the amount of times that we've been and stayed for extended periods. From Las Vegas, San Diego is roughly 5.5 hours, unless you're driving. And then it's about 3 hours.
Funny.
As the car flies down the highway. So it's only a few hours away. And we've been there a handful of times. Love it.
Yeah.
We love it every single time we go.
Yeah.
And
it's one of those cities that there's something for everyone.
It really is. I mean, there's not only just a plethora of things to go and see, things to do. There's a number of free things if you're traveling on a budget. Beautiful places to eat. I mean, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's one of these cities you don't think about how culturally mixed it really is.
Yeah.
But they have incredible restaurants of all varieties. And then, bringing it all together is the heart of the city, which they've actually set aside, over 100 years ago in Balboa Park and how many things that Balboa itself holds. And I know more, locally centered people would probably be like, oh, you can find all kinds of things outside. This may be leaned toward people who haven't been all that often.
Yeah.
And so it may seem a little simplistic on surface, but hey, once you get there and you get comfortable, you find your way around the city, dude, it's a breeze to find all kinds of fun activities to do. And so it got me thinking about some of our more recent trips and what we've liked to do. And we've mentioned a few times on this show, kicking it right off for places to go, things to do. I love animals.
I do too.
We're an animal family. We have our giraffe. We have a cat. We have a dog. We do love animals, man. So
we usually on our travels end up at some kind of zoo or aquarium or something animal related.
Some weird emu farm on the side of the road that we just found. I don't know how.
A petting
we got
zoo,
here.
something.
Yeah. And then the guy's motioning me into the. Oh, yeah, that's a different petting zoo. Lots of repressed memories. But the San Diego Safari Park, we rave about it all the time.
Right. It is, of all the parks and zoos we've been to, it is probably my favorite of all. To the point that some coworkers of mine were going to San Diego, and I told them, you have to go to the Safari Park. And they did, and they loved it. The reason I like this, I don't want to call it a zoo, but it's basically a zoo, is there is this whole section of it that's just like open, and all these animals, safari animals, are just roaming free. And you can actually take a tram and go through the safari there. And it is included in your ticket price into the safari park. So it's not an additional cost to take this tram. And it's just driving you through like if you were actually in Africa. It's just really neat to be there and have these animals so close to you.
And they have experiences where you can go and, feed the giraffes or feed the different animals, which you can do at some zoos around the United States, excuse me. But it seems more immersive.
It is.
They have a cheetah run.
Yeah.
They have a giant balloon you can go up into.
We did that hot air balloon that raises you up 500 feet in the air.
And you can see all around it. And it's a beautiful park. And it is in connection with the San Diego Zoo, which we'll talk about the San Diego Zoo in a little bit because it's at Balboa Park. But another place that really draws in visitors from around the world is Petco Park, which is keeping with pets. It's actually named after the company that have the signature rights of it or whatever, the naming rights, I should say. But Petco Park is where the San Diego Padres United States baseball team plays.
So if you're a sporting fan,
If
there
you're
you
a
go.
sports fan, but they also have lots of events there. Whenever it's not baseball season, different concerts, different things in the community. So it really is kind of one of these areas, and it's all built up around it.
And
So it's a really great area to just go to.
If I remember, Petco is right there on the harbor, isn't it?
It's on the harbor.
Yeah. So like we were just wandering around looking at the marina. We went down to the gas lamp district, and we walked right by the stadium. I mean, it was just right there in the Civic Center. Everything is very close on that part of the city.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all kind of like right next door to each other. A lot of great attractions. Gas lamp, like you said. Okay, so and speaking of gas lamp, we'll talk about that. Gas lamp district is a district, right? It has shops, it has places to eat, things to do. It is a free thing. You can walk around. There's no admission. And we'll kind of dive a little bit deeper in just a couple of minutes into Gas Lamp. But Gas Lamp is actually one of those places you can go and visit and have a jolly good time.
We had a mill down there.
Right there in the harbor. In the harbor is the USS Midway, which is
Right.
an old U.S. Naval ship, which is very cool to go down and kind of interact through, and you get to walk through, and it does. I forget how much it costs. There's a cost to it.
There was, and it was one of those things. You love history, so we went for you, and we had our daughter with us, and her and I thought, oh, we're just going to humor Dad and let him go on this giant ship. And it was actually really, really interesting to the point that we were there for hours and we didn't even see the entire ship. And I think if we wouldn't have had plans for that evening, we probably would have stayed longer. But it is a ginormous ship. Yes. You can go in almost every part of it. And then they had, the plane sitting on the top that people were walking around and taking pictures with. And then right outside of it is that giant statue. Do you remember the statue I'm talking about?
Oh, the sailor.
Yeah, kissing
the woman. I know it has an actual name, but it's right there on the park. I forget.
I can't remember what it's called.
The Sailor Merchant or something like that. But it's right there in the harbor. The harbor itself is beautiful to just walk and stroll down, especially if you live somewhere like we live. And there's not a whole lot of water here, so you see it, and sometimes you're mystified. Like, ooh, there's some
water.
H2O. Molecules are coming together. But also another thing that you may not know, it is a great place for whale watching. Oh. There's tons of whale watching tours and tour guides and places and businesses, all around this. The best season to watch whales, December through April. So you can go out, see some whales breaching. Breaching is what they call it whenever they come to the surface of the water, and they spray and people go crazy and they're like, oh, the whale just sneezed on me, and everyone's happy about it. But San Diego's a great place for whale watching, for kayaking, and for just kind of being outdoors. You'll notice when you go to San Diego, it is very outdoors oriented. Mm-hmm. It's a military hub. There's a base in that area. It's very outdoors oriented. You'll see, especially on beautiful days, which there are a lot of those in Southern California, you'll see people flock outdoors.
Yeah. We did do a harbor tour. I think it was like a 2-hour tour just around the harbor and back.
Oh, that's one of my favorite pictures of you.
I hate that picture so
There
much.
is a wonderful picture
I absolutely
that I
hate
will
it.
put online.
No, you will not.
Just for you guys.
It was cold. It was windy. I was bundled up. The only thing you could see was my face poking out from my scarf and my hat and my jacket. It was so cold, but it was a fun. Thanks. Anyway, it was a nice little tour of the harbor right there off the coast.
It is a classic memory. And yes, I will post that online.
No, you will not.
Absolutely. See it, fullmetaltraveler.com for that famous Amy Long photo. Stay right here. We're going to have more on San Diego. It's the Unscaled Travel Show.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. We're so glad you joined us. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler, along with my co-explorer, Amy Long. We are chatting about San Diego, California, one of the most beautiful cities on the West Coast. Place I absolutely love and I need to get back to soon. We're coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We were talking about places to go and things to see in San Diego, and some of us who travel around, hey man, you travel enough places, you appreciate being on a budget. Some days you appreciate the free things that are out there that you can do. Again, talking about San Diego, California, going down there, it has so many beautiful days. It's renowned for its weather. All of Southern California really is. It's renowned for its weather and more beautiful sun-filled days than anything else. So if you get down there, one of my favorite things to do when we go, honestly, is we just kind of pick a spot and we walk around.
Yeah.
It's so filled with shops and life, and just San Diego just has this energy to it.
It does.
It just has this kind of, it's a chill vibe, but it's a good energy all around. And you'll see just couples and families just out walking.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like every time we've been there, each day we kind of just pick a different place in the city and we just wander around and we end up going in and out of shops and eat at various restaurants. And there's so many museums too. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the museums, very small amount to get inside. And it's just one of those places that there's so much culture, but there's also so much just atmosphere, I guess is a good word for it. Like you can just be in all these different parts of the city and it's just nice to walk around and just absorb it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have speaking of culture, they got a little bit for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone that's out there. And we mentioned places like the Gaslamp Quarter, which is a free place you can go walk around at shops and eateries and fun things like that. You know, you don't have to spend money unless you have to, unless it's on parking. Parking is kind of a premium in places like this, but that's okay. You know, you kind of give those things up. But Gaslamp Quarter is a wonderful place to go down. It's right next to Petco Park. And a lot of these places, you mentioned the museums, and we will talk a little more about a few museums in the city. But if you plan your stay or your visit right, you'll come across so many days where the museums are free. Mm-hmm. And one of my best pieces of advice, honestly, if you're going to be there and maybe you got kids, you got the whole family or something like that, you're looking for things, you're going to do some things, like you want to go to the zoo, you want to go to the safari park, maybe you want to hit SeaWorld, you have all of these things to do, get a Go City San Diego pass.
Oh, right.
It's one price, and I don't want to name it. It's a little over $100 per person, I think, but it comes with all of these places you get in. It's like somewhere around 50 places that you get in free admission. Yeah. Well, the admission is all inclusive into this pass. So if you know you're going to do these things, take the time, get the Go City pass. Yeah. And it's really worth every dollar.
I mean, just stepping off of San Diego for a minute, a lot of big cities in the U.S. have these city passes, and we've picked them up in Houston, in L.A., in San Antonio. Right. Just all over the place. And it's great because, it's a little expensive, but inside this pass, you get access to a number of attractions that you would have ended up paying $30 a person for anyway. Mm-hmm. So now, depending on how many places you want to go, you can really save yourself money. I recall we bought it and we did go into the Midway with it and the Safari Park. And I think we used it also for the various museums at Balboa Park. And it paid for itself. Absolutely in that one weekend. And usually you can get them, like I think they last for either a week or a 2-week pass.
Well, they have days, so you can get a day, you can get 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. It's broken down like that. But if you know you're going to do it, you know you're going to spend time, you might as well, because Legoland is also in the area.
Oh yeah.
Great for little kids. That's also a great place to go.
Or for big kids who like to build things.
Who are like me and easily entertained. But a ticket to Legoland almost pays for itself right there if you
Right.
buy the Go City Pass.
Right.
So check it out, Go City Pass. But you can find those in a number of bigger U.S. cities, which is well worth it. But there are free things to do. You can walk around Gaslamp. We mentioned so many beaches.
We did.
It would be just, I don't know what the word is for it. Just, I don't want to say dumb, but it would be kind of that level if you didn't go see any of the beaches in San Diego. I know we went down to Pacific Beach. We were actually headed out of the city. We were like, we got to go to Pacific Beach. Go down there, walk along the beach, get you some beautiful, I got all kinds of beautiful pictures under the pier. Crystal Pier, I think.
Crystal Pier. Yeah, it's really neat because we were walking down the beach and there was this pier and there were these little like cabins on the pier. And we were like, what is that? Are those shops? Are they restaurants? What is it? No, it was actually little cabins that you can rent and stay on that are right there on the pier over the water.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
I mean, there's not a lot of them. So if that's something you're interested in, you really need to plan ahead because from what I read, they do sell out very fast.
I don't like the thought of things moving underneath me while I'm sleeping.
I mean, we've slept on a ship before.
I know, I didn't like that. I don't even like tectonic plates. But yeah, I mean, they have all kinds of things. You could go, I mean, all kinds of beaches. That's what I mean.
Right.
Such a great variety of beaches.
Well, and we were talking about going to the Midway. The Midway sits right off of San Diego's Embarcadero, which is tons of shopping and restaurants. And we walked in and out of so many different shops. And I believe we're going to talk about a cupcake place that was down there in our next segment. Yes. But the statue we were talking about, I found the name of it. It is called Embracing Peace. And it's the statue of the sailor kissing the nurse at the end of World War II. That the picture was made famous, and it's a 26-foot tall statue, and it's just right there on the Embarcadero. So when we were there, people are all crowded around it trying to recreate the picture. Somebody's taking the picture of them or recreate the statue, and people are taking the picture of them with the statue in the background. It's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. People were trying to recreate. It's a very famous, fun statue. I think there's also a statue of Bob Hope down there.
There were so many statues.
That we got a chance to take a picture of. But another thing is Mission Bay. Mission Bay is a nice kind of park area that has all kinds of different attractions. They have a nice little boardwalk. Again, it's more about just walking, getting out into the fresh air, and enjoying your time there because it's lined again with shops, places to eat. Places just to, get you a Laffy Taffy. A Laffy. I'm about to call it a Laffy. I meant to be like saltwater taffy, but what's a Laffy?
I don't know.
A Laffy is...
A Laffy is what we're doing right now, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know where my mind was going. I was thinking about that guy inviting me in to pet animals. That's what we call a different kind of laugh. That's a saddie. But anyway, there's so many free things. You could also go to sandiego.org, and they have an entire list of free things you can do if you're being budget conscious or just trying to kill some time while you're in the area. It only makes sense, right?
Yeah, well, one other last thing is the San Diego Symphony regularly does the rehearsals that are free and open to the public. So if you go to their website, you can see if they're holding a free rehearsal.
I like it. Keep it right here, Unscaled Travel Show, San Diego. We'll be right back.
Travelers, it's Amy with the Full Metal Traveler, and you're listening to the Unscaled Travel Show. For all of our past episodes and guest interviews, you can find us at fullmetaltraveler.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. You can catch us, as always, at fullmetaltraveler.com for all of our past episodes, interviews, our shenanigans, all right there. And don't forget that beautiful picture of Amy, of us in San Diego, is creeping somewhere on the website. My co-explorer, Amy Long, there. You heard her laughing. We're coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios right here in Las Vegas. We're talking about San Diego, California, how much we love the area, how much we need to get back there. And now we're going to give you some restaurants that you should try once you hit up San Diego, either for the first time or, you know what, it's been a while. You need to go back like we do. Stop through Vegas. We'll hitch a ride. We'll save some gas or something. Some of these places, it goes without saying. I just absolutely have a special place in my heart for a place that cooks delicious food, quality, and
we like to eat. Just say it.
Just
we like to eat.
Fat and happy just all the time. One of the first places is right down there. We were talking about walking along the harbor and just kind of taking in the sights and sounds. And in that general vicinity, I think just a couple of blocks over from the USS Midway Museum is one of the first places we kind of interacted with. And it's because we saw it on TV.
We did.
Now, if you see it on TV, it's got to be true, right? Well, in this bakery is called Frost Me. It's a cafe and a bakery. And they are famous because they were on, if you watch Food Network, which
I do.
You do.
A lot.
You are a evangelic. I can't even say it.
I love baking shows. Let's just put it that way. I love baking shows. I love watching people bake things. I love thinking that I can bake things as well as they can, but I know I can't. But one of the things that I love is Cupcake Wars, and I have been watching this show since way, way back. I'm not even sure if they have new episodes on. It might just be reruns at this point, but I just keep watching it. And we came across Frost Me Bakery, and in the window had the sign that it was on Cupcake Wars. And as soon as I walk in and I saw their cupcakes, I remembered the episode, one of the episodes they were on.
Yeah.
So we walked in and we got you a red velvet cupcake. Oh my gosh. Yes. I don't even remember. I think we got like 6 cupcakes and we were just taking bites out of all of them. It's so good.
We were with our daughter and we just got a lot of cupcakes and we were just making animal noises outside of this place. Kind of scared people off. But they were in seasons. They were on there twice. I think they were in season 7 and later in season 9, and they won one of them. I know that much. So it's a great place. It's right there on, I think it's on Date Street. Yeah, it's on Date Street. Frost Me Cafe and Bakery. Beautiful place to go. Another place, if you're at Balboa Park, which we're about to dive into Balboa Park here in another minute or so, but the Prado.
Oh, right.
The Prado, and some people probably like, oh, it's very overrun sometimes. Yes, it can get very busy because it's right at the center of Balboa Park. There's on a beautiful day, you're going to have all kinds of people there at Balboa. So yes, it can get a little busy, but the food is excellent. Just go. If you don't believe me, go check out the reviews. It's Prado, Prado. Go check it out. It's a little bit of everything. It's kind of one of those flares, but it's a wonderful place we stopped.
Yeah, and I think there was indoor and outdoor seating, and we thankfully got to sit outside. It was a lovely day under the umbrellas and just enjoy a nice lunch after wandering in and out of some of the museums. It was crowded because that weekend we went, they were having a festival in the park, so tons of people down there. But you know, you and I, we like to go to museums, and usually there are restaurants near museums, and a lot of them are overrated. I did not feel like this was one that was overrated. It was actually good food that I would go back and eat again.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one we just happened upon when we were walking through the Gaslamp Quarter was the Water Grill, San Diego. It's right there on, I think, J Street. It's on J Street, the Water Grill in San Diego. It was late at night. We were hungry, but it was one of those places. The staff was amazing. They were very patient because I know we were right there at the tail end of the night. And a lot of places they can.
And it was like most places were very crowded because the dinner service was kind of wrapping up. But the Water Grill got us right in, and it was, we were very thankful. It had been a long day. We'd done a lot of stuff. And it's one of those when you just look down at your watch and you're like, it's like 8:30 at night, which is late for Americans to eat dinner. And we were hungry, and where can we go? And we stopped in at Water Grill.
And they treated us great, and more importantly, the food was fantastic, and kind of sent us on our way. And super happy, made a core memory there about the food in San Diego. Another great place is Ramen Naji. Now, Ramen Naji has, and that's Nagi. They have a few locations throughout Southern California. And with so many great ramen places in Southern California, and believe me, just do a quick Google search. You'll be searching for days on great ramen places in this area. We are blessed with that. Ramen Naji is really making a name for itself with its locations. And this one happens to be on La Jolla Village Drive right there in San Diego. And so,
is it Jala or is it an H sound?
is it Hala? La Hala? Did I mess it up?
I don't know. That's
Dude,
what I'm asking.
I'm a honky from the South.
But that's what I'm asking. I don't know. Is it a J or is it an H?
You're asking me? Have you listened to this show? Have you listened to me butcher every language?
This is why we tell people to go to the website so you can see how it's written and don't take the way we say it as how it's supposed to be said.
Look, it's hard J's if I see him. I am responsible for the 2 margarita, and then I'll be saying gracias to people. I'm sorry. I'm that guy. You don't want to eat at places with me. Anyway,
back to ramen. We love ramen too.
Hey, move over. Hey. Come on, chubby guy, get it together. But there's so many. I mean, because you are in this great area, you are on the water. Seafood,
Right.
if you love seafood, you are going to have a hard time finding just one spot you want to eat at, because the great thing also about California is that you're going to find these amazing eateries in places, I mean, that don't look like
Right.
fancy restaurants or really good food would be served here. And you're going to find your new favorite place.
Another place that we tried to go to was the Donut Bar, and it's also been on Food Network. It's been listed on all types of, top places to get donuts. But when we got there, the line literally went around the block. And I'm sorry, I love donuts, but I don't love donuts that much. So we ended up not going to the Donut Bar, but it is on my list of places to try to go back. I guess we have to wake up at 3:00 in the morning though, so we can be at the front of the line before the donuts run out. But the Donut Bar is definitely one place if you can get there before they sell out of donuts to go try it.
Yeah, there's a wonderful place called Elvira, and it comes from a long line of, there's a number of great chefs who obviously call Southern California home. Elvira is on, I think, Point Loma. I believe it's on Point Loma Boulevard. It's right on the water. Great food, very casual dining, but it's inside I want to say, it's more Italian-esque. But it's one of those places you got to go and experience it to just, if you want somewhere where it's a nice location, you're going to be near the water. So maybe you're going down you're saving a few bucks by going down to the beach.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and you're like, okay, now
feed me pasta.
Now you're going to feed me pasta and pet my tummy afterwards, because I'm just
and then we'll go back to the beach for a nap.
And then just ship me off. Ship me off to Puffy Camp. I don't know.
Puffy Camp?
Yeah, I don't know.
Get your donuts first before you go. Or your cupcakes.
When we come back, I don't know what Puffy Camp is. When we come back, we're going to talk about Balboa Park.
Puffy Camp.
San Diego, California. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Hey travelers, it's Amy with the Full Metal Traveler, and you're listening to the Unscaled Travel Show. For all of our past episodes and guest interviews, you can find us at fullmetaltraveler.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler, with my co-explorer, Amy Long.
Hi.
We are talking all about San Diego, California. We're coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Wonderful. We've given you a lot of wonderful places to visit, hopefully. Hopefully you wrote them down. I hope you brought your pen and your paper. And you wrote them down, and now, we gave you some wonderful places to eat, restaurants to try. Now we're going to talk about Balboa Park. Now, Balboa Park, if you've never been to San Diego, is huge. It's right in the middle of the city. It's the heart of the city. I think they sometimes refer to it as the crown jewel of the city or something. And it goes without question. Why? Because it is 1,200 acres of just museums and parks and different science exhibits and things of this nature that you can honestly spend an entire day, a few days, a weekend, long weekend, a week, get lost there.
I mean, when we went, I didn't realize how big it was. I didn't realize how many museums sit in the park, because we were like, oh, we'll go down to the park, we'll go to the history museum or the art museum, and then you get down there. And I remember first we drove around, like we just drove around the entire park just to kind of get an idea for it. And it was a little bit overwhelming because we had not done our research on what all we wanted to see. We just knew that's where some museums were. We like to go to museums. And then we got there and it was a little bit like, okay, where do we start?
We didn't have the Unscaled Travel Show to tell us where to go. So just very quick on the history. Balboa Park was actually kind of formed. It was called City Park, but it was formed in the 1860s. So that's how long this has been around. Originally, it was 1,400 acres of land that the city leadership at the time just kind of set aside. They had enough foresight. They didn't know what they were going to put there, but they went ahead and put something there and just kind of sectioned off this land, saying eventually something's going to go here. Wonderful of them to think of that, because the land actually sat until the 1890s. So about 20 years or so, 20, 25 years, it sat there, no development on it, nothing. And then they finally started in about 1892, to develop it to what we're seeing now. And it is home to, I am telling you, double-digit numbers of museums and cultural centers, cultural buildings where you can learn about the native peoples that came before us, to the cultures and how they've interacted and intersected over time, to some of the things that you just mentioned, the Museum of Art, the Museum of Natural History. There is a beautiful, gorgeous Japanese friendship garden and museum that we walked through that I highly recommend. If you are more on the Comic-Con side, you like, Comic-Con and dressing up in cosplay and all that stuff, there is a very fun Comic-Con museum. And there's an Air and Space Museum. I mean, there's all kinds of museums there that, again, think of what we told you just a few minutes ago. Get you a Go City San Diego pass, because a lot of these museums are going to be on that Go City San Diego pass. So it's all inclusive, that one price you pay. Boom, you just swipe it and you walk into a museum.
Yeah. And then Balboa Park does also have its own pass called the Explorer Pass. So if you're just going to go into these various museums and attractions at Balboa Park, they have various passes that you can purchase. If it's for one day, over a course of a week, they even have, I think, an annual membership that lets you into all these different museums. So if that's your main focus, maybe the City Pass isn't right for you, but the Balboa Park Explorer Pass is.
That's a great piece of advice.
So something else to think about when you're going to San Diego. What do you want to do? What attractions do you want to see? Is it more museum focused? Is it more the zoo and taking your kids to Legoland? There's probably a pass for you. It's just purchasing the right one.
Now, right there in Balboa Park, that's where you're also going to find the San Diego Zoo. The world famous San Diego Zoo is right there in Balboa Park, and it sits if you're looking at a map, it sits in the northwest corner of Balboa Park. And you will, once you get there to Balboa Park, you will see all the signs and you will hear the joyous laughter and screams of children. And that will make you either not want to have kids or have kids, depending on which side of the line you're on there. But it's one of the best
and biggest
zoos, especially on the West Coast, but it's one of the best in the United States.
Yeah.
As far as their, not just being a zoo, but as far as their research, as far as their
conservation.
There you go. Gosh, man, I can't say that.
I love this man.
La Jala.
I don't know. That could be the right way to say it.
I don't know. Anyway, the San Diego Zoo is a wonderful place to go. I've messed up this whole episode, but it works. It does work. We mentioned earlier in the show the San Diego Safari Park. They do work hand in hand together for rehabilitation for animals, for animals that are kind of on the verge of maybe extinction or being on those threatening levels. They work with conservation groups around the world to make it better.
Yeah.
And do all the things that those seriously underpaid people do.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, we love going to zoos and aquariums. And to me, San Diego has the best zoos that we've been to. I don't think we went to an aquarium in San Diego. I don't recall like a specific aquarium outside of the zoo, but just the actual zoos themselves that they have there, definitely worth the price of admission. Because you and I have been in a couple and other places, and I'm not going to name cities, but we've walked in a few where we paid $40 a person, and it was like, okay, this is it. In and out in 10 minutes.
I'm looking at you, Boston. I'm not going to name it by name.
I wasn't going to say that.
But you know what? I'm looking at you, Boston. Just kind of underwhelming. But there are so many. I think I've said that enough that you may get the point now. The Balboa Park is not only is it big enough to fill an entire day of your trip, it can fill a weekend, up to a week, with just different attractions. The museums alone, again, double digits as far as museums and cultural centers and things of this nature, places to eat.
Well, one of the museums that I wasn't really, I just didn't have any expectation of it was the Japanese Friendship Garden, a museum. And we just went because we're like, we were right next to it. We're like, we'll just go in and we'll check it out. And it was actually so beautiful. And we wandered around there for a couple of hours, and I was very happy that we went in there afterwards. I'm not saying I didn't want to go. I just didn't have an expectation of what it was going to be like inside, but it was gorgeous. And we have so many pictures from in there. Just now that we've also been to Japan, it kind of like heightened that desire to go to Japan because we got to see this in San Diego, and I had never been to a Japanese garden before.
Yeah, no, I agree. Also, we walked into the Museum of Art.
Yep.
Beautiful art. I love to do it. I try to space that out because I can get lost in museums of art for hours. You know me. You'll often find me later, and I'm like, hey, what year is it? I've just been in there forever. And also, they have a really cool place that I know kids love, the Fleet Science Center.
Oh, right.
The Fleet Science Center there at Balboa Park is amazing. And I compare it to the Houston Natural Science Museum. Yeah. That's also by their zoo in that area of downtown Houston. Love it. It's just so immersive. And you'll just follow the families. Right. That's where they're going. So if you're looking for a great thing, they got the zoo, the Fleet Science Center.
They have an air and space museum. Yes. They have a model railroad museum. We didn't get to go in that one, but I think that would be so fun.
I think no matter what your kids are into or what your giant kid, your husband, is into, maybe, or if you yourself are into it, it's 2024, whatever. But the railroad museum, the automotive museums, air and space, all kinds of stuff.
So many different things. You can literally spend days going to these different museums.
Man, what a place.
It was fun.
San Diego.
It was fun. I'm ready for us to go back.
Yeah, let's book it. Let's work with someone there at San Diego, visit San Diego. Let's get over there and find some other things. And there's also, if you're into paranormal stuff, I know it's kind of off the wall before we head out here, but they have tons of paranormal walks and ghost hunts and adventures.
And if you listen to this show, we like to do that too.
Oh, yes. Spooky stuff, man.
We've done a few different ghost tours and ghost hunts and paranormal walks.
If we missed anything, hit us up, fullmetaltraveler.com, and let us know what else should be on the list. If you visited San Diego, what we should hit next time, we'll add it to it. You can find this list on fullmetaltraveler.com. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see all your beautiful faces next time right here on the Unscaled Travel Show.